talk about desensitizing your horse to a tarp, and it really is the same for training him for water or any other spooky object. Stella is 10 this year, and I desensitized her to a tarp back when she was like 2 or something. And obviously I really didn't know as much as I know now because that was 8 years ago. But I still really tried taking my time with it though, because I knew even back then that the longer you take to train them in the first place, the easier it will be later on. So when I see people training horses, especially newbies, the biggest mistake I see them making is that they rush their horses over the tarp. They don't let them look at it, they don't let them smell it, they don't even let them think about it for 1 second. It has to be, they have to go over it that fast. Horses, when they're seeing something new, they obviously have a lot of questions and fear about it, and when we're desensitizing horses, we're also building trust at the same time. You don't just build a trust and then desensitize them to whatever you want to desensitize them to. When you're desensitizing them to things, you're also in the realm of developing trust and relationship. So when you're forcing your horse through something scary like a tarp or water or whatever, you're really ruining that little bit of trust and respect they have for you at the time. I have a tarp behind the camera right now, and as soon as I brought Stella in, she immediately wanted to walk straight to it because she's super curious, and I haven't knocked that out of her. I let her figure stuff out, I let her think about it, I let her smell it, touch it, whatever she needs to do before I ask her to walk over it. Even if you are in some sort of time crunch when you're working with a horse, you really have to put that aside and change your mindset that you can take as long as you want. If you are in the mindset that you have to do this now, you're really going to be pressuring your horse into doing something that they don't feel comfortable doing. So I'm not asking anything of Stella right now. She's doing this all out on her own curiosity. But if she was really uncomfortable with this bag and I wanted to force her over it, she'd probably have some sort of big reaction, like spook at it, jump to the side, maybe leap over it, maybe even rear up or buck or do some sort of something to try to get out of your pressure, because there's a scary object in front of them, you're putting a ton of pressure on them, plus you're holding their head up to keep them from sniffing it or checking it out or whatever. So you're putting pressure on their head, you're kicking them to go forward, they're terrified of this thing in front of them. Their only option is to either jump up or try to break away from that pressure by bucking you off, bolting, whatever it takes. So you're setting yourself up for failure and some great harm if you force your horse over scary objects and don't let them take the time that it takes. Even if the concern comes up 10, maybe 12, maybe even 20 feet away from the bag, as soon as they perk up and they look interested or maybe nervous, you want to really pay attention to what is going on in their brain. If they need to not have any pressure put on them, if you're trying to force them to go towards it and they're telling you, I need to think about this, you need to let them think about it. 20 feet away, if your horse starts acting nervous, stop, let them think about it until they're like, okay, we're good. Take another step, maybe they'll perk up again, telling you, I don't like this, stop, let them think about it. You're gonna get to where you wanna go eventually in the end, and it's going to go much faster for you next time. But if you push your horse and have a massive reaction like a buck or a bolt, you're creating way more of fear around that object for next time. So next time when you bring your horse out to the tarp, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, last time you pushed me over this and I had to have a big reaction to get out of the situation. So they're immediately going to bring that memory back into this scary tarp. So you push them over it, you're gonna have to push them over it a million more times. Same with water, same with any other scary object. You let them take the time, let them figure it out. Think about it. When you walk your horse up to a tarp and their head goes down, don't pull their head up and say, no, you're going over this. You let them think about it. You let them put their head down, you let them walk over it, let them kick at it, whatever they want to do to make themselves feel comfortable. You let them do that. Do not pull their head up and kick them to go. That is asking for major disaster. So for the safety of yourself, for your horse's mindset, for your relationship, just really take this into consideration, and I hope training goes better for you next time.